Anyway. Anyway, moving on. In honor of it being Halloween month, no longer October, but Halloween month, I am bringing you several different horror animes of my personal favorites, and I think, tons and tons of other anime lovers enjoy them as well. I'm actually going to kick us off with one of the first horror animes I saw that I enjoyed, Hellsing, main characters being Alucard. But here's some quick little knowledge you might want before you actually start in on the show. I mean, the show does cover it, but anyway, if anyone remembers, how the whole thing goes, Dr. Hellsing fucking kills Dracula. Well, in this anime, they managed to make a secret society. Secret society manages to capture one of the oldest and strongest vampires of, in the world, and tamed him and turned him into basically, if it goes bump in the night, he kills it machine. Awesome anime. I think it's a longer one, 24 episodes, right, Brandon?
Yeah, it's something like that. It's around, I think, 21 or 24, and it's a very long running and good series.
Oh yeah, and it's very enjoyable. Me personally, it was before the time of the vampire craze, and I feel that it stands the test of time after we're past the vampire craze, as we're starting to move out of the zombie craze and into whatever might be next. Hell, who knows? It could be demonic sprites for all we fucking know that glow little black balls of light instead of red ones or white ones. Who knows? But wouldn't that be creepy as fuck, though, to walk through the backyard and see some sprites that are basically like a black light glowing and floating, and then they stab you to death?
If there's sprites that glow black, where do they get the knife from? Alright.
I just black glow.
You've seen black light?
I've seen black light, but you're sitting here talking about black glowing.
Hey. Black people can glow too. We just had this conversation.
You weren't talking about people, you were talking about sprites. Sit down.
Ooh. I'm glad that you were quick enough to catch on. But anyway, I recommend Hellsing just for the simple fact that, it's one of those animes that if you enjoy vampires, you're going to like it. If you enjoy a main character, Alucard, who's just fucking... Dude is legit badass. I don't care what anyone else wants to say about the main character of their anime. If Hellsing's not in your top 10 for your most favorite, most badass fucking main characters, you're wrong. I don't care. You're wrong. Dude is fucking legit. But I mean, like I said, it's one of my favorites. I highly recommend it if you're wanting to watch, spooky things that go bump in the night anime this month. So check it out. Anybody else got anything to throw in on Alucard and or Hellsing?
Yes.
I already knew. Oh damn it! I forgot to tell people the difference between Vampire Hunter D and Hellsing. Oh well, you can do that.
No, I'll leave that to you. You can correlate at the end. But Hellsing is an amazing anime, and it's literally about the Hellsing family and how he captures one of the most powerful vampires ever. They come to an agreement because, one, this vampire is kind of sick of vampires in general, and the way it depicts vampires is not the cute, cuddly, oh, I twinkle kind, or the, ooh, I'm super sexual, arousing kind. It's what they are from legend, which is depraved, very destructive, and evil creatures, to an extent. And I love the dichotomy of the humans who hate vampires, but yet work alongside Alucard, but yet how they respect him, and then also the human that he has to, because he kind of feels, he doesn't say it, but you can kind of pick it up along the series, he feels bad for this human dying young, so instead of letting her die, he turns her into a vampire alongside him. And the show is kind of in the vein of what Attack on Titan is, what Berserk is. It was one of the last true adult-ish animes during the period when everything got really kiddie-ish there for a long time. It has a great story. Alucard, like you said, is a true badass in every stint. And yes, there's somewhat of a small twist if you don't pick it up to you, but a lot of people will. The animation and the style of the animation of this, I really love it. Before the big CG craze, they used a little bit of it, but they used it well in this, so it's not overbearing and too much in your face. And it's just amazing, and the dark sensibilities of it. And I love the way they portray the priests in this that are going up against the vampires, even if you're a good one, so to speak. Like I said, the story is rich. The animation is amazing. You just got to see it, man. There's nothing like it out there, really, when it comes to horror anime. I mean, you have the really scary stuff, but this is a mixture of the action and horror that works very well. And it had moments that people remember from Attack on Titan before Attack on Titan. Those gruesome moments that make you like, oh my god.
Okay, so when it's talked about a lot of main characters, a lot of people want to compare Hellsing to Vampire Hunter D, and my memory on D is fuzzy. I mean, my Hellsing is more recent because I actually went and rewatched it on like the 3rd or something. Like I just had to rewatch it. Actually, I think it was the 30th after the last show. So but my whole issue with people comparing the two main characters, Alucard is, in my opinion, Alucard would destroy the shit out of him. But I mean,
whoa,
dude, think about it. Full powered Alucard,
full powered Vampire Hunter D, dude. Come on, he took down literally the oldest count.
Yeah, all right, yeah. Like I said, my memory's fuzzy on them. But anyway, you gotta actually know the differences between the two, and not to catch yourself trying to really say, oh well, that was in this, and no, it was in the other show. But it's cool. It's just when you watch them, don't try to. I recommend both, I really do, but don't try to say it's the same person and have that mindset the whole time watching it, because then you're robbing. Yeah. From whatever you watch second. I mean, just try to keep your mind as open as possible when you go through and watch, Hellsing, and then when you go through, if you want to watch, Vampire Hunter D, keep that mind very, very open to the fact there is a lot of similarities. I'm not gonna lie about that. I mean, shit, you watch them and you go, oh, okay, well, that reminds me of that and that. But for the most part, though, I mean, just try to watch it, enjoy both characters. I still have Alucard in the top 10. D is probably he's in the 15.
Okay, here's the differences are for me. Alucard is a character who doesn't take anything serious except killing, but that's what he'd like you to think, because he really does take everything seriously, but he plays it off like he doesn't. While Alucard from Vampire Hunter D, or, well, they don't call him Alucard, he's D, when I say that. But D is very serious, very stoic, very quiet, and very calculating. Their power levels, I would say, probably are around the same, but Vampire Hunter D is in a dystopian future where vampires have ruled for a very long time, to the point that there is a major war between us and them, and it took us back, basically, to the Middle Ages after the bombs dropped. Where Hellsing takes place in the modern age, in a secret war between vampires and humans that we don't even know about in government agencies. And it's a lot more... compared to the newest Vampire Hunter D, I would say Hellsing's more bloodier and gorier, but compared to the first one, it has not even a clue on the first Vampire Hunter D. They are both very good, and you need to watch them both. They're both very great animes in their own rights. And they're actually, I think, too many differences to even try to correlate the two. Most people just do because, they're both vampires and powerful and hunt other vampires.
And got a big hat.
Yeah, they do both have big ass hats. Except one has sword, one has guns.
Bang, bang.
But there's major differences. Now, you know what I'd like to see? A crossover between the two.
As soon as you were going to get done talking, I was going to bring that up. I'm gonna punch
and you know they can make it work, because if you know who Alucard truly is, and you know who Vampire Hunter D truly is, you know that would work very well. Almost like a family relationship.
It would be too fucking easy. I mean, I've even thought... I read a fan fiction, actually, that just had Alucard sitting and waiting until he catches up to where fucking D is. And I was like, okay, well, that was kind of a boring 5-minute read about how Hellsing, or how Alucard basically sat waiting at the end of where he left off in Hellsing to catch up with D, but okay, where do we go now?
Alright, we'll end that there so I can say this. How the fuck is that even possible? Since that would mean Why would he wait for his son, who he would have to make at that point?
It's a fan fiction. It wasn't perfect. All right, I just kind of said, you know what? I'll go with it because I want to read where this goes because the crossover would be.
It would be awesome.
I never actually finished Hellsing. It's one of the ones I haven't got around to finishing yet. I watched a couple episodes in, but what I did see of it, I did really like it. It is up there with the higher quality stuff.
I don't know. It sounds like a thing. I don't know. I mean, I can't really comment on it because I never got into the vampire craze. So.
Oh, yes, thank you. No, I was so happy to find one hetero woman who did not. Oh, this night has been made.
So the whole vampire werewolf shit craze, whatever, between straight or maybe gay women, I don't know. But not Deanne. Let's just clarify.
Yeah, I was about to say. It's like, excuse me?
I think that came from Twilight, and I saw Twilight, and I was like, yeah, it's alright, but I didn't, wasn't, I don't know, humping air whenever I heard Edward call.
Wasn't Twilight kind of creepy and,
It was all about statutory rape.
It was about literally that and controlling a young woman. Mentally abusing her and controlling her, I thought.
I think what it came down to was that it had the same kind of abuse mentality that 50 Shades of Grey did. That, it seems sweet and romantic, but it's actually really ass backwards.
Yeah.
It just, the way that it's portrayed, which if you think about it, stories and books like that, they're really interesting reads because it appeals on two different levels. Like, when I was in high school, I took AP English, and I used to think that overreading the Scarlet Letter and what the significance of this bush by the door was, I used to think it was the stupidest shit. I'm not going to lie. And, but when you come into, things like Twilight, I know this is, completely opposite of what we're talking about here, but how it has that, I don't know, what do you call it? I like looking at it through rose-colored glass. It looks really nice on the surface, but when you dig down into it, it's actually something much darker.
Yeah, and a lot different.
Yeah, so. But yeah, I never got into the vampire craze, so sorry.
Yeah, Twilight to me was all about controlling a woman. Edward was super jealous, controlling, and kind of crazy.
Yeah.
God!
Kind of.
Right. But this anime takes the approach of it is a lot darker and more realistic version of what vampires are, especially from folklore. So you might actually dig it, Carmageddon, because it's a lot different than Twilight, to say the least.
Yeah, Twilight's stupid.
Well, as long as nobody fucking sparkles in Hellsing or whatever the other one is, I'm good.
What are you going to say, Michael Balls?
Twilight's god awful.